So I'm Travis Andrews, half Navajo and Canadian Cree, not Creek, just Cree. And we couldn't afford that extra, that last little bit, humble ways. Half Canadian Cree, and then I'm the garden program manager here at Skyline Urban Ministry, well, formerly known as Skyline Urban Ministry. Now it's Skyline Resource Center. And so this is the community garden, and the produce that we grow here goes into the food pantry. For the community here. Yeah, collards, dino kale, mustards, I think these are mustards as well, and some beets, fall crops we're looking to get started. And then also a lot of containers of seeds, deadhead seeds. So this is our harvesting and washing station, but we'll set up fans here and have folks come out and help us separate seed heads and whatnot.
Is this like cocoa or something?
Those little sponges.
I forgot what these are called.
It's not.
They always look like little brownies.
Yeah, it's not cocoa or peat or nothing.
Root riots, I think that's what they call them.
Yeah, riot rooters.
Yeah.
We were. We wanted to use peat, but we couldn't find. We needed like 1,000, and we couldn't find anyone that sold 1,000 of these.
Oh, I see.
And we ordered these. It was 4,000 for a decent price, but when we got here, we realized they were too small. Still work, but we have trouble with getting volunteers to help plant seeds. A lot of times they'll plant them too deep, too shallow, not next to the drip line. It'll be a wasted afternoon, and you won't know for 2 weeks until like nothing's growing.
Yeah.
So this helps us get past some of that, We'll have them load up the plugs and get them started, and we'll at least know there's plants there,
The seed actually germinated.
It actually germinated. Yeah, one of the more challenging things is to keep up with, succession planting. With all the other stuff we have to do, this kind of slows down. To me, this is babysitting. You got to make sure they don't dehydrate or dry up in the sun, whatever. Got to make sure they survive the weekend if nobody's here.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I really want a mist bench in our greenhouse, like something like a rainbow over the table that's just like every 30 minutes or so. Like that would make my life so much easier. We'll get there.
Yeah. I hear you on that one.
We'll get there. But plants don't have weekends or days off, so you literally have to come water them and check on them every single day.
Yeah. And then the seed saving, deadheading is kind of hard to keep up with as well. But when we do, we fill up buckets and crates of seed heads. I end up with pockets full of seeds some days. Sometimes I go to events and realize, like, dang, I still have a pocket full of seeds, and so I'll just throw them in a ditch. And I feel like I'm gonna start leaving my mark, They say, oh, Travis must have been here. There's a whole bunch of sunflowers in the ditch over there.
There's some tobacco over there that wasn't there last
time. So I'm big into that. And this kind of ties into a concept that I like teaching about indigenous farming, traditional ecological knowledge, and how at one time we were known for reshaping like massive landscapes.
Yeah,
that was what we were good at. And I always say, like, simply walking around with pockets full of wildflower seeds and throwing them in the right areas we can still do it,
Yeah.
I want there to be a whole bunch of fruit and nut trees, native wildflowers, like all over.
Yeah.
And if we can accomplish that, then we're practicing, like our ancestral ways, rescaping our local landscape. Decolonizing the city, dang it.
Yeah, I love that.
And yeah, so I'm big into this. I'm glad that you made it out here. Like I said, I don't know too many other native gardeners and farmers. Kind of gets lonely sometimes, It's like sometimes we talk about herbs and medicine just a little bit differently than the sustainable than OSU.
Yeah.
So I'm big into sustainable landscaping, and to me, I gave a presentation on edible landscaping, and I realized we were talking about permaculture and food forests, and to me, that's us coexisting with our environment and shaping it, reshaping it to be beneficial for us and the bugs and everyone else.
Yeah.
That's really what I want to get back into is, indigenous methods and such. And yeah, this is a one-man operation, and it's all volunteer assisted. So a big part of my job is training up, volunteers to become, skilled garden hands. So half of my job is, knowing how to grow food, and the other half is teaching people to help me. And we're doing okay so far. Everything's still alive.
It's amazing.
The end of June was pretty redonkulous. This half, we have like a couple tall sunflowers over there left.
Wow, yeah.
But this side was just loaded up. It was
Really?
cool, yeah.
Oh, cool.
It was a sunflower jungle, and if you haven't worked with sunflowers, like they're kind of aggressive. Like they cut you and scratch you, and yeah. And so you would walk through and kind of get beat up a little bit by the sunflowers.
Your skin get irritated.
One of the biggest issues here is like dealing with the wind, the wind destroying things and volunteers destroying things. And I really like just kind of intercropping all throughout, like celosia seeds and amaranth seeds, and let them pop up where they want, basil. That way there's like minimal empty space and there's kind of always something coming up.
Yeah.
So we're kind of starting to transition like from this end, going back into fall crops. We'll start clearing out some of the rows of beans and whatnot.
Are those the bear paw beans or no?
No, scarlet runners.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love those.
We have this whole row, and so far I've only gotten one bean out of this whole row.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's hot too. I feel like beans are not producing right now.
We had one type that did really well. Man, we were getting like 2 5-gallon buckets a week for about a month. And then that was it. They stopped all of a sudden. Over here we have one on the very end called Trilleteers, the Cherokee Trilleteers beans.
Oh, yeah.
They do pretty good.
Oh, nice.
These ones are Kentucky Wonder Browns. They're doing pretty good.
It's like a green bean.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But the champions are the dang Chinese long beans. Those things just always produce like crazy no matter what. Yeah, these are the Kentucky Wonder beans. They're like a light tan, brownish color.
Oh, cool.
These ones are doing pretty good. These ones and the Cherokee Trilleteers. But the Aztec beans, no bueno. The Scarlet Runners, we're still waiting. It's hard to have like a production garden and an education garden at the same time. I feel like we gave up on trying to make it a production garden, and once we started leaning into the education, we started getting our productivity back. But just trying to make it just like strictly production garden, we're not dealing with skilled, trained professionals. So we have to give them room to learn, and then it kind of comes back. There's probably like 12 people who've come here consistently this year, and I feel like they've all gotten better. They've all gotten faster, a little bit more confident with pruning and trellising stuff.
Oh, nice.
This is an example of one of our intern. She was pretty shy about pruning and whatnot, but I feel like now she's getting the hang of it.
Cucumbers?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I see one.
I think those are the burpless, what the spring burpless or something. And then we have lemon cucumbers over here, and those ones seem to be fighting off powdery mildew a lot better than these other ones.
Oh, interesting.
These guys are getting hit. So I'm spraying like sulfur soap and essential oils, fairly regularly.
Yeah.
The peppers, man, all the rain in June just wrecked all of our tomatoes. We had 2 rows of tomatoes here, and man, I was trying to hang in there, just believing, all the way that they're going to come back. And after a while, we just had to put them out of their misery. So we removed these ones. We had planted a mid-size variety, but like they all died except for the ones that were throwing cherries. Like the parent plants, I guess.
I see.
Yeah. So that's what's kind of left is the cherry ones. They're blight resistant and disease resistant. So I'm looking forward. I need to make sure I save seeds off these guys, this year.
Yeah, now that you know.
Now that we know. I like these eggplants. I don't eat eggplants, but I enjoy growing them.
Same. Oh wow, those look cool.
Yeah.
I do like eggplant parmesan. I just don't know how to make it.
I do too. That's usually what I get. Like if we go out for pasta, I usually want the eggplant parmesan.
That's a good eggplant.
And more of the cucumbers, the lemon cucumbers on that side. This is an example of some pruning that we got help with, and they got a little bit excited. It's the funniest thing ever, like training people, and you're like, okay, I want you to do it like this, and you show them, and then you come back and there's like 3 leaves on the plant, and they're just super proud. They're like, man, I did it,
I remember when I was learning how to prune in cannabis, though, I was the same way. Like I was like, this one, and the lady that was training me was like, okay, like you're just hacking it at this point. Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes you see people, they just feel so good that they accomplished so much. They're like, look, I got rid of all these leaves. And you're like, wow, you about killed.
I destroyed all your plants. You like it?
There's a delicate balance to all this,
For sure. Are you growing any squash?
No squash. We did, but they finished. We only got, like 1 or 2 flushes off them and then got rid of them. This is a Japanese okra.
Whoa.
That thing's crazy. That's bigger than your torso.
Literally. There's one right there.
Oh, wow.
Is that, like, how big are they when you harvest them?
Yeah, about that size.
Cool.
This is one tomatillo that is sensitive to nitrogen. It's just branching out like crazy. But this one is not having those issues. This one loves the nitrogen.
That one is nice.
Doesn't it look pretty?
Beautiful shade of green.
Almost blue.
Love to see it.
I'm curious if it crossed with like with something. What do you call them? Prairie cherries.
Oh yeah. It does look a little hibiscus-y.
Yeah. The flowers look just a little bit different.
Yeah, it could be the okra also maybe. I don't know.
We have a little bit of corn coming in. This is Indian corn.
What color is it?
White.
Oh, nice.
May have gotten a little crazy with the fishbone meal.
Cool.
But they're starting to fill out. They just finished kind of pollinating like last week.
That's so cool. We're growing red corn in our raised beds. That one just now started getting tassels and silks.
Red corn.
And then we're growing like a white softy corn, which people love in our terraces. That one's almost done. That one's about like this. And then in our Three Sisters garden, we have like he called it a raccoon corn, but it's like, I wish I would have brought a picture or something of it. It's like a red and yellow corn, but the red is like streaky, so it almost looks bloody.
Dang,
it's really cool.
Dang.
But he said the raccoons don't eat that one, probably because it looks bloody, so he's been calling it raccoon corn.
Very cool. This is Tahona Odom 60-day corn,
Oh,
so it finishes
wow.
super fast.
It's super thick. This one? Dang, bro. What are you guys going to do with all of this?
It's gonna go inside. For the most part, I just I'll save seeds and just kind of keep reproducing. We don't get a whole lot of corn off of these, I don't want to do like a whole big old field. I want to, but you know, it takes a lot of time and water and nutrients.
Corn isn't as fun to grow as other stuff too.
This is the other variety of okra, Clemson, I think.
Oh, okay. I think this is what we're growing at the college too.
These ones are wicked. They're not doing so good right now, but they throw the giant,
Oh, nice.
like English cucumbers or whatever.
Cool.
We planted some squash here last week. Kind of timed it with the new moon, and you know we had cool weather. Now that it's hot, they seem to have taken, and it seems like they'll make it.
Yeah. Do you ever have squash bugs?
Yeah. But this year we grew them upwards. You know, we kept pulling them up,
Yeah.
trellising them, and it seemed to help a lot. I didn't notice nearly as much squash bugs.
Oh, cool.
It was kind of hard to keep up with, you know, pruning and all that.
Yeah.
So we did get the vine borers, and after that I just chopped them out, got rid of them. And then we have some stuff this way. We got some habaneros, red habaneros. We're having a really good year with our peppers. That's my favorite crop this year. On Monday we had a 277-pound harvest.
Wow.
And that was probably one of our biggest like single day harvests yet. But peppers are where it's at for me this year. Yep, cantaloupes. This side is, you know, the dry farming side. I just came out, whenever it rains, I'll come out and drop melon seeds, cantaloupe seeds. So there's no irrigation over here. This is all just...
Oh, really? Do you hand water it at all? or
Don't
no?
even water them.
Dang.
Just kind of plant with the seasons and let it go.
That's so interesting. Can you explain your mulch, your plastic mulch a little bit?
Yeah, because what you're standing on right there is the bindweed, and it breeds powdery mildew like crazy. And if we don't stay on top of it, the powdery mildew gets into the garden and everything struggles.
Yeah.
So twice a week we have it plasti mulched to control the weeds, and then twice a week I go over here and I spray sulfur soap, and it keeps it under control. But once it gets away from you, it just makes your life miserable. You get allergies and kind of short of breath, and plants get choked out too. But yeah, I'm a fan of this side. I really wanted to, those are some cowpeas over there. We had put sweet potatoes over here, but some volunteers cut them down.
Aw.
So next year I'd like to get my timing down. Oh, check out this one. Little.
Oh, cool. Is it black diamond?
No, not sure what it is.
Cool.
But I want to have this whole thing filled out, and so that the squashes and pumpkins and whatnot will be the mulch versus, you know.
Versus the plastic, yeah.
Yeah. And this area is a work in progress. We want to develop it to be, you know, a really awesome composting setup.
Last time I was here, there was no plants, but like 4 or 5 piles of compost.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the compost.
No. The sunflowers all grew on the edges of the compost piles. For the most part, this community knows this as the sunflower garden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and every now and then when I go to an event or something, I'll explain where this is, and they're like, "Oh, the sunflower garden? So that's you?" So yeah, that's me.
You're like, I have other stuff besides sunflowers.
There's also tomatoes there. And so we get a lot of volunteers and people who never garden, never been in a garden. Not too long ago, we had a girl who seen her first like bumblebee. Yeah, and she was like, "What is that?" You know, and this other boy's like, "It's a bumblebee." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "That's a bee." And she was just blown away, and the boy was too. And then it dawned on me, and I was like, "Yeah, you guys are younger. You guys don't know." Like, I told him, like, when we would drive to Arizona, you used to get like bugs all over your windshield. I was saying, but you don't see that no more.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, you're right." And I was saying, "Yeah, you guys aren't growing up around like insects and pollinators like
You guys aren't
previous
touching grass.
generations." Yeah. So I always like to point out that, you know, if the bees and the butterflies are here, then you know it's a good place. Like, and so they agreed, you know. So I always like emphasizing that, you know, re-educating people that, you know, the bugs and the worms are just as important as us, you know, in the long game, you know. These 2 rows will be pollinator patches. We want this side more so for the wallflowers, and this side for, you know, the cultivated like common varieties.
Do you ever cut your flowers, or are they just for the pollinators?
We do have folks come out and cut, but not often enough.
Oh,
So that's what I was saying. I want to train people up to know how to prune
Yeah.
and come out and do it regularly.
Yeah.
One of the problems I have is that people inside don't know where the garden is here. They don't know that they could come out and, you know, pick flowers or, you know, things like that. So, like I said, I'd like to have people come out regularly, prune the plants, deadhead, separate the seeds, make flower arrangements, take them inside, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, all as like a byproduct of, you know, keeping it neat and nice.
Yeah.
So we have an intern this year, and she helped make a bunch of signage to improve our harvesting and washing, and then how to get it inside. More signage inside so folks are interested in taking it. So we're not, you know, throwing as much stuff in the compost as we were the first couple years.
Yeah.
So big improvement there. I'm quite proud of that. And then the networking, we're making strides in networking with our local urban ag community to improve, you know, volunteers and whatnot. How we train the volunteers and other places we can send them. So we're getting a bit of a good reputation in the community with this project. So this is a food pantry. For those who don't know, Skyline Resource Center is one of the oldest food banks in the metro. It's been operating for 50 years. And so this organization seeks to overcome barriers to get resources to the community. So we have a food pantry here, we also have a mobile pantry, and then we have this community garden. So we buy food from Walmart, Whole Foods, we get food from Regional Food Bank, and then we grow our own food as well. So I always like to say that we don't just do, you know, junk food, we don't just do canned goods, we do fresh foods and then farm fresh, which means that we cover like all areas of like food access and food literacy. So we also have a mobile pantry where we take food out to the community. Those who can't make it here, we take it to them. This is just supplemental. We don't produce enough to feed the community farm fresh stuff, and so we get to lean into like the educational side quite a bit. The foods we produce, a lot of people they're not used to chard, you know, amaranth and stuff like that. So we got to lean into like how to cook. So my job is to teach people how to grow food and how to. My job is to grow food and teach people how to grow food. One thing we realized is that we also have to teach people how to cook food. This is all volunteer assisted, and one thing we learned is that like patrons who are coming food, they're not all trying to be gardeners. We can't turn them into gardeners next week. So that's where this also serves as a training ground for the regular community who does want to be gardeners. We found that here in OKC we have limited options if you want to go and get education on urban farming. It's pretty much just like OSU, and that's about it. So we've attracted some good attention where people can come here and learn the basics of urban farming, how to be useful on a urban farm. So we produce food and farmers. That's what I like to say. The food goes inside and the farmers go out into the community. And so I like to boast a little bit that I'm one of the only Native American gardeners in the metro. The gardener that was here before me, he was Native American. He's Matt Beartrack, and he's the farm manager for the OSU student farm in Stillwater. And so Courtney's about one of the only other ones that I know of. You know, there's not too many of us, and I like to brag on us a little bit. Skyline has low-key incubated our sustainability community here in OKC. There's other urban farms that have developed, and some of those people came here because of Skyline. Some of those people have projects because of Skyline. I like to say OSU Student Farm has a native farmer because of Skyline. Some of the interns that we've brought in, they've gone out to be leaders in other programs. So to me, this is a special place. It's the only food bank that has a community garden. There's food banks and community gardens, but not together. So with that, food banks are a component of food security, but community gardens are food sovereignty. So Skyline is a hybrid operation where we practice both, and we're one of the only places that do.
Mado for watching today's episode of the gardening series. Mado to Travis Andrews for letting us come out and see his farm. If you're interested in any seeds for your garden next spring, you can always come out to College of the Muscogee Nation in the Natural Resources building. We'll have a lot of flowers, pumpkins, beans, seeds available for our Muscogee citizens. Stop by anytime.